Hi, my name is Elle Billing. I am a chronically ill queer femme, and I'm tired. I'm here this episode and every episode to dig at the roots of our collective fatigue, explore ways to direct our care in compassionate and sustainable ways, and to harness creative expression to heal ourselves and to heal our world. Welcome to Hoorf, Radical Care in a Late Capitalist Hexscape. My guest for this episode is Marcus Heerdt. Marcus Heerdt is an award-winning author and newspaper reporter from Hot Springs, South Dakota. He has a wandering spirit that has led him to many amazing places. His hiking adventures have taken him to each of the 50 states, as well as faraway places like the Yukon Territory, Spain, Russia, and Kyrgyzstan. Marcus loves taking pictures and writing stories about his adventures. His work has appeared in books, newspapers, magazines, edited collections, and online publications. I am excited to have Marcus here today to talk about his adventures and his experiences with chronic pain. Welcome to the podcast, Marcus. Hello, Marcus. Welcome to Hoorf. We've been trying to do this for several weeks. Hopefully today is the magic day. I'm glad we're doing this. So you and my sister have spoken on the phone about your neck problems before. She just had a steroid injection in her lumbar spine because the problem she had in her neck is now happening in her low back.
Oh no.
And my dad has been doing PT on his low back for like 3 years now,
hmm
so he doesn't have to get injections or have surgery. So, yeah, everyone's discs are are decomposing,
They are,
causing
yes. I've got everywhere from C2 to 7.
the whole thing.
If people are wondering more about the permanent solution, it's called
Yeah.
radio frequency ablation.
Oh.
They basically zap your nerves. They fry them. They heat them up.
Like, with the injection fries them. Is that what it does? Like,
It's not really an injection. It's the third time, the permanent one I'm talking about.
oh, the permanent one. So they test it with the injections,
That's correct.
and if
Yes.
the
Yep.
nerve block works, then they go
Yes.
in and they zap your neck.
That's correct. Yep,
They're cutting off the pain stimuli without fixing the crumbling neck structure.
that is correct. Yep.
Okay. I mean, if you're not gonna be in pain anymore, I'm not gonna criticize how they're treating you.
I hope that we both described it. We're not doctors, but we've both been to the doctor a lot.
Yeah. Yes. So, one of the ways that you and I connected was through our shared experience of acquired illness and acquired disability, and like that our lives have like the strong demarcation line of like what our life was like before and what our life has been like since.
That is correct.
So, can you share your experience with illness and chronic pain as much as you're comfortable sharing it to a public audience? Like, what happened?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm relatively young. I don't feel young.
I hear the same thing.
I'm 37 years old currently. I've always loved to travel. In 2008, I went to Europe for the second time, I believe. Lived in Spain and studied Spanish in Spain. And somewhere, not sure, exactly where, but somewhere along the southern coast of Spain, I contracted brucellosis, which is common in that area or that region, kind of along the Mediterranean and in
Mhm.
other parts of the world. It's something that is not very common in humans in the United States. There's only a couple hundred cases per year in the United States. But what it is a foodborne illness. It lives in unpasteurized dairy, and in that area of the country, they actually consume that. They're fine with it. um, so we're talking about just milk and cheese. I really don't know. I don't remember drinking any milk, but I probably ate some cheese. I have no idea. Like,
Hmm.
can't pinpoint exactly what it was, but somewhere along the line there, I contracted that bacteria, and it got into my blood. And yeah, like you said, as much as I'm comfortable sharing, an active brucellosis infection is not pleasant.
Yeah.
It affects every organ of your body, and it comes in waves as well. So you could feel like you're dying for 2 weeks, and then it would go away and you feel better. And then 2 weeks after that, you're back to dying.
Yeah.
So I lived with brucellosis for a year and a half after I got back from to America. Went to different doctors, of course, but no one could find anything wrong with me, just because of the rareness of it, I would say.
Hmm.
Finally got a referral to, again, insurance referral to infection infectious disease specialists in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Went in there. He looked over all my symptoms. He's like, "Have you been out of the country recently?" I said, "Spain." He's like, "Oh, okay, that must be it." And he tested me for brucellosis, and it was positive.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
he knew what it was in less than 30 seconds, you know?
Yeah. You just had to get to the right doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But before that, I was pretty healthy. But since then, I have had 3 surgeries. It really kind of settled into my neck and my knees, in terms of joints, I would say.
Hmm.
So, yes, I have those degenerative discs, and bulging and herniated discs in my neck. I don't have much cartilage left in my knees either. Um, I'm just eating away, I guess. My digestive system is very off. um,
Yeah.
Still, and just, you know, it was really hard to live with it there, but, or living with the active infection, but
Hmm.
to get rid of it is also terrible. You're on extremely powerful antibiotics to get rid of the infection. I was on doxycycline and rifampin. You have to take them at certain times, or you could end up back in the hospital just by taking them too close together.
So the treatment can be dangerous as well.
It can, yeah, and those also damaged my digestive system. Just,
Oof.
just how powerful they are, I guess.
I mean, after a year and a half, you must have had a pretty advanced infection by that point.
Yes, for sure. My eyes turned red. So like I said, it infects every organ of your body. Your skin smells bad.
Oof.
Yeah, it's this weird
Yeah.
odor. you you have night sweats. You have low grade fever, so you're always running at 99 point something up
Hmm.
into 100 something, so people don't really think there's something super wrong with you.
Yeah. But like something is about to get mixed. Yeah.
You're sick, you're throwing up, you have diarrhea, you just
Yeah.
feel terrible, fatigue, especially very fatigued.
Hmm. So like you got this brucellosis treated, the infection was gone, but now you still have like permanent organ and joint damage
I do,
that you
yes.
live with. So now you have chronic pain and
That is correct. Chronic pain, and I will for the rest of my life. Thankfully, I'm better off than some other people. I'm not on Facebook much, but I have the only support people that I have found. There is a brucellosis support group on Facebook.
hmm
There's people on there from all around the world that have the same exact story that I do, especially the ones from America.
who were traveling and picked you
Yeah,
up.
yep,
Yeah.
something like that. Or, they work with people most like you're in North. Can I say that?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
North Dakota.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in South Dakota. People vaccinate their cattle for brucellosis.
Yes.
That's
Yep.
the only thing that people really know, and not a human infection, I guess. So it is a possibility. If you're a veterinarian, you can get, if you're working with, or just working with animals in general, you can contract brucellosis as a human.
Yeah.
Or getting it, I don't know, working with cattle and getting, if you have an open cut or something, I don't know.
Yeah. My dad
But
talked about before, like, there were my dad was a dairy farmer, right,
yeah.
for years and years, and he talked about before they mostly got it taken care of in the US, like,
Mhm.
farmers, if there was brucellosis in their herd, they would have to eradicate their herd.
Exactly. Yes.
And he knew people who that happened to.
Yep.
Um, and now it's pretty much eradicated. I mean, they vaccinate against it, but, like,
Yes.
there aren't, like, active outbreaks in the US of brucellosis. And I was just when you were talking about raw milk,
Hmm.
and I'm thinking about, like, the new Secretary of Health and Human
Yes.
Services and the very anti-science, direction that our health care
Hmm.
is heading now. It's like and all the deregulation and getting rid of the people who are in, like, these positions to, like, gather data and information and disseminate all the information that we need about food recalls and infectious disease and stuff, like, "Oh my god, is brucellosis gonna come back?" Like, 'cause
I would assume so.
we don't need that. We don't need
No, we
that.
don't.
Um,
No one should be infected with it. It's terrible.
yeah.
What I was going to say about the people on the Facebook group,
Oh, yeah, sorry.
brucellosis can come back. You can always relapse, and thankfully, I've never relapsed. But a lot of people on that Facebook group are through their second or sometimes even fourth treatment
Oof.
because it just lives in your blood.
Oh, that's wicked.
I've been told multiple things, but the infectious disease guy at Sanford and Sioux Falls said that never give blood ever again.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so I don't, and I haven't.
Yeah, I can't give blood for other reasons. My blood pressure is too low, and I have a very bad experience when they take any of it out.
Right, yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, you can't do that anymore." "Oh, okay."
Yeah, yep. So now I live with chronic brucellosis
Yeah, that's
and the after effects of that.
so, before you had brucellosis and the chronic pain and all the chronic stuff with it, even before that, you had a I mean, we can call it a creative practice. You're a writer and a photographer. Those are creative pursuits.
Mhm.
You're a historian, and so I saw you kinda made a face. You're like, it's not really arty." Like, that's the look I read on your face, like,
Oh,
would I
well.
call it that?" Even before you were sick, right?
Yeah, more personal stuff,
Okay.
but now I guess I'm a professional person.
Yeah. So, yeah. So how did you get into writing and photography? Who were your biggest influences? And then, like, how has, like, post-illness or, like, illness adjacent life sort of impacted those things for you?
Well, I can tell you the first one about, I don't know. I've always enjoyed writing. Even, by the way, I can remember everything from 2008 before that. Like it was yesterday, but everything 2008 and after that, no chance.
Oh gosh.
Like a lot of my memories are gone. Yeah.
Yeah, the brain fog that comes with illness and chronic pain
Yeah, and
and
just
all of that is
brain
just
swelling.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I remember in fourth grade, the paraprofessional in the classroom told me that I was a good writer, and I don't know why I always remember that. I really don't know why.
You know,
But
having been a teacher, like and you've been a teacher too,
yes,
like
yes.
we learn, like, in programs, like, the things that we say to kids matter. Like, to us, it might just be a random Tuesday, but to them, it's like a core memory.
Yeah, right.
And I think a lot of kids, who grow into adults have stories of, like, an adult in their life that said a thing, and they're
Yeah.
like, "I don't know why I remember that one thing, but, like, that thing was pivotal."
So here's another North Dakota connection.
Oh, we have a
In
lot of
4th
these.
grade in 4th grade, what we were doing is we had pen pals in Fargo, North Dakota, who were
Oh,
affected by flooding
oh,
of
yeah,
the
that was
Red
probably
River.
around 97?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that was, like, the big one.
But she would always read our letters to our pen pals before we sent them, and she said that I wrote the best letters.
Nice.
But I wouldn't say that my writing skills developed until maybe college, later in college, but we'll go back to that. But when I was growing up, my grandma was always taking pictures
Mm.
all the time. Um,
I had
and
one of those
she,
grandmas too.
she was never trained in anything, and not a trained photographer. She was a natural, and I would like to say that, or like to think that I'm kind of the same way as well. She knew how to line up shots. She also had some very interesting perspectives as well. And I kind of employ the same things.
Mhm,
But I love taking pictures, especially of nature, landscapes in general.
mhm.
So now I forgot what we were initially talking about.
Oh, just how you got started writing and doing photography, and then, how, like, your post-illness or illness-adjacent life changed your
Mm,
if it changed your approach or your practice.
yeah. I don't remember what year it was, but I would say somewhere around 2017 and 2018, I really started to write as more therapy, kind of getting things out. It's a little more dark. I find it very helpful. I mean, obviously, this whole thing has taken a toll on me physically and mentally. So it's good to just get everything out. But that is kind of the most creative stuff that I've ever written, I guess, things that I've experienced
Mhm.
and how I'm feeling. Those are not the things that my books are about.
Right, right, but, like,
Yeah.
those things are important though too, like,
Yes, it is.
it's
Yeah.
like, as a visual artist, I have sketchbooks that no one's gonna see, but
Right, right.
those things are, like, really important to, like, developing my craft, and
Mhm.
sometimes it's just fun, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I journal, and nobody reads those. Like, I was an obsessive journaler, like, a really obsessive journaler in, like, middle school and high school, like, and those things, like you said, some of it's kinda dark, but it's really cathartic, like,
Yes,
that
exactly.
those things are important.
Yes, they are. Not many people have read that stuff. I mean,
Doesn't mean it's less valid,
right, yeah.
it's all an expressive, like, catharsis, yeah.
Mhm. My creative process, so I'm kind of a I don't know. I don't know if I would describe myself as a natural person, but here's what I have to tell you. I
Yeah.
don't I don't I don't go looking for pictures, I guess. I just wait and
Yeah.
just if the picture is there, if we're talking about landscapes and nature and stuff, if the
Mhm.
picture is there, I take it. Great. Fantastic. If it's not, then I don't take the picture. I'm
Right.
not going to get up or, I mean, people go to national parks, they set up at night and wait all night or days to get the perfect shot somewhere. I'm not going to do that. That's not who I am, I guess.
Yeah.
That nothing against them. I mean, that's great.
But you do a lot of national and state parks, and you do hike a lot.
Yes, yes, I do. And I like to wander. So I kind of like to have things come naturally. And then
Mhm.
also, like, I don't use Photoshop or any type of post processing. The most that I do is crop my pictures and
Mhm.
possibly add some darkness to it if it's really bright out or something like
Oh, so
that.
you,
But
like, fix the light
yeah,
balance.
more natural colors, I guess. Something that really bothers me these days is that there seems to be an expectation that all pictures are now processed, or
Mhm.
or people like them more. It's like, well, that's fake.
If you're gonna take a picture, take a picture.
Like my sky is the sky at the time, or the clouds at the time. It's not, I didn't cut out the entire sky and put another sky into the picture to make it look better.
Yeah, yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, you like the ephemeral quality of photography is like what you snap is what you snap.
Yes, exactly. It's the moment that's special to me, not the picture, I guess.
Mm,
So that's what I feel.
yeah, I get that.
Going back to something I just said earlier, and like I said, nothing against people that do this, but I was at a place called, I'll always remember this, and this is something that I just don't want to turn into, I guess, or be like. I was at a place called Pompey's Pillar in Montana.
Mhm,
It's a Lewis and Clark site, and members of the party actually wrote their names on the rock, and it's got this like, it's either glass or fiberglass frame around it to protect it from
mhm,
erosion and rain and stuff like that. And there's a little staircase up to it, and just a little like, I would call it maybe more of a deck type thing,
mhm,
but only like one person can be like in front of it at a time. And there was this lady with a big huge camera, and I was waiting to go look at the autographs in the rock there. And I mean, she must have took 60 pictures of the same thing, just that one
mhm.
one signature on the rock. I'm like, most of these are gonna look the same, I would think.
When I went to the San Diego Zoo with my family in high school, I think I took, like, 40 pictures of the koalas,
Oh.
sometimes we're just into something. I really like koalas.
But yeah, I've been asked before if my pictures, are fake. I'm like, does it look fake? I would hope not.
Yeah.
The sky was really that blue because it can be.
Yeah, and that's your pictures are out in wilderness, not in,
Mhm.
like, unpopulated areas,
Yes.
and I think that's something that people who don't either haven't grown up in the Dakotas or Wyoming or some of the places that you've been, or who don't go to national parks or other, protected areas, or just people who don't leave the city don't realize that, like, no, the sky actually can look like this.
Yeah. And then I take a picture, and then so when I was saying that the moment is special, I take a picture, and then I usually put my camera away, or my phone,
Mhm.
if I'm taking a picture on my phone. And then that's it. Just watch like the sunrise or something.
Yeah.
So
I always like getting pictures from you when you're out doing stuff. Um, Either, like, sunrise pictures or, like, when you encounter critters.
oh yeah.
Yeah, like the little squirrel ones or I always like getting little snapshots like that.
Oh good.
Snapshot sorry, snapshots sounds too cute, but, like, I like getting an idea of where you've been.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I enjoy sending them to people.
yeah. So, you wanna talk about your books?
Oh sure.
You said earlier that your personal writing is really different than what's been published.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, your published work it's a very specific genre.
Yes, and there's only two. Maybe we should mention that I am a reporter for the local newspaper here.
Yeah, you are. An award-winning reporter
Oh,
for the
thank
local
you.
newspaper.
Oh,
Yeah.
there, look.
Oh, no, I already saw that behind you. The one you're in a
You know,
picture behind yourself,
uh,
holding your award.
I have trouble accepting awards and stuff like that. I'm kind of a shy person.
Did you put that up?
I did.
You did it for yourself? Good for you.
Well, that's where I was going with this. All those
Mhm.
awards on the wall used to be just in a bin in the basement, but I'm like, maybe I should celebrate the fact that I won all of these awards more. So I framed them, and now they're on the wall.
That's awesome. I'm sitting in not my office.
Yes, I know, it's my least favorite room of the
It's
farmhouse there.
yeah, it's the Green Bay Packers office, and I have, like, this dress form over here that when I come in here, it like, with the lights off, scares me almost every time because
Yeah.
it looks like a person.
So in 2019, in late 2019, Falcon Guides, which is a big publishing company of hiking guides, rock hounding guides, whatever outdoorsy guides you can, camping, anything like that, whatever you can think of, they publish. hiking guides to like regions like the Black Hills where I am, or states, entire states, or just national parks like Zion or Yellowstone or something like that. They saw my photography website, and then they also read some trail write-ups and descriptions that I had online, and I guess I made, I don't know, their top, I think it was 3 list of people to
Nice.
revise one of their guidebooks called Hiking the Black Hills Country. That guidebook had a long history. It was first published in 1996 and then republished in 2006. And so they asked me if I wanted to take it over and be the reviser. I said yes. I didn't honestly know what I was getting into. It was a lot of work.
I remember that one. That was a doozy.
So, yeah, but it is one of their best-selling books for this area, or the region, I guess. Black Hills is a popular area, so
Hmm.
and then I have done 2 more books for them as well. Kind of a pocket guidebook that is just the easy hikes. So it's very small. And then they didn't have a guidebook to the entire state, so I also did hiking South Dakota. And then yes, I'm a history nerd as well. In let's see, from 2020 to 2021, I wrote a 12-part series for the newspaper on some local history. And then that was my first history book. That was published into a book about 2 years later,
Oh, right.
which I'm very happy about.
Yep, that was the one about the where how the different places got all their names.
That is correct. Yeah, in Hot Springs, South Dakota. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that one was neat.
And thanks for your help on that.
Oh, yeah. I'm in the acknowledgments.
You are.
I got paid in hugs.
Someone once told me that books would lead to more books, and I did not believe that, but it has.
Yeah, for real.
I just came out with my 5th book, and that I might be calling it quits.
Yeah, was that the Moccasin
Moccasin
Springs
Springs,
one?
yeah,
Yeah.
Moccasin Springs is it's a wonderful place here in town. It's the site of the original bathhouse, and in Hot Springs we have warm springs coming out of the ground, and it's a nice outdoor and indoor spa area. And so
Mhm.
that history, or that business's history, dates back all the way to the 1880s. So the owner asked me if I could write a book about that.
Yeah, that one was neat too. What I noticed about the Moccasin Springs book is that you had to employ a different writing voice for that one
Oh,
because it was kind of a commissioned work. You had to like match the tone that the owner wanted you to match. You did a nice job. I remember when I was going through it, I was like, "Oh, this one sounds different."
okay, you can tell me otherwise, but it was more flowery and romantic.
Yep. It was. It was like half history book, half like sales pitch.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
A little bit of romanticism.
There was some romanticism and some "Ain't capitalism great?" I mean, it was not bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it was definitely a different voice than how you usually do
Yes.
your history books.
Yes, right. Okay,
And
yeah.
should people in Hot Springs happen to listen to this episode of Hoorf, because your name is on it, I wanna say that, like, none of that is bad.
Right,
I'm
yeah.
just that's a mark of a good writer who can, write to spec.
Yeah. Well, I
And
really enjoyed
I
it.
still wanna go to Moccasin Springs.
Yes, you should, yeah.
It's just hard for me to get out there during the season when it's pleasant to be outdoors in the water, because I have to be here to take care of mom when dad is farming.
Right.
So, but I'm hoping to get out there maybe next month.
Oh, good.
Well, of course, by the time we get this episode out, will that be late this spring, early
Okay.
summer? I'd like to be there.
Yeah, that would be great.
We'll see. 5 books before 40?
And all 3 of the hiking guidebook, the pictures on the book covers, all of those pictures are natural.
Yeah, those are your photos.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
One is this. Actually, 2 are sunrise pictures.
Mhm.
So those are 2 of my favorite pictures. One is sunrise. The first book is a sunrise in the something called the Black Elk Wilderness we have here, and the sun is just popping up and shining on the big granite formations that we have in the central Black Hills, and then the
Mm.
third one, well, the second one is of Devil's Tower, and then the third one is of a sunrise, of a misty, foggy sunrise in the Badlands. So
Wait, do you have favorite hikes that you've done or that you do more often?
yeah, in the Black Hills, I love hiking at Wind Cave National Park, which is just north of Hot Springs here.
Mhm.
And then I really like something called the Deerfield Trail in the central Black Hills. I mean, it's long. It's more than 25 miles.
Yeah. Do your knees give you problems when you're hiking?
Oh, we should talk about that. Yes, I still remain very active, even
Yeah,
though.
that's one thing that when we first met, I was like, "Wait, you have no cartilage in your knees and you hike all the time." Like,
So walking, yes, very low impact. Walking is much better for you than sitting.
yeah.
I have a pain management doctor. I also have a rheumatologist. I've taken the rheumatologist's advice a couple of years ago and I feel much better. She told me to stop running and jogging completely,
Mhm.
and I don't anymore.
Yeah, high impact would be
Yeah,
painful.
that has greatly helped. So walking and hiking is just fine. I get knee injections every 6 months. Those greatly help.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool. Are those, like, steroid pain
they
injections or
are.
yeah.
Yes. Yep. Those are greatly helpful. Um, do a lot of riding my bike around town. And if I do go to the gym, the elliptical feels very nice.
Oh, yeah, no pounding. Yeah, nice, smooth.
Yes, right. Yeah. But yeah, staying active is definitely the key to, still living a healthy lifestyle.
That's good.
What I've been through by no means should shut down, I guess, your life. I was honestly afraid to travel for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of the country, I guess. Or two more exotic places, maybe. But I did. It took me a decade.
Wasn't it when you were in Asia, they offered you, like, horse milk? And you were like, I don't know, I don't know."
I felt really bad because it's rude to say no in other cultures, but they gave me a glass of horse milk that just came straight from the horse, the mare. And
Mhm.
I'm like, I am so sorry. I cannot drink that.
As somebody who often has to say thanks but no thanks because there's so many things that could cause me
Yep.
distress and harm, like, I know how that feels where it's like, it's so rude for me to say no to this, but, like, it would also be rude for me to go into anaphylactic shock on your floor.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like,
Don't do that.
yeah, and so, like, sorry, I have a thing about milk, like,
I know.
it almost killed me once.
So yeah, I just don't do any, no matter where I am. It doesn't matter if it's pasteurized or not. I just don't do dairy in foreign countries anymore.
Yeah, understandable. I was in Europe in the early 2000s when, like, the wh mad cow scare was
Mhm,
going on,
mhm.
and so we weren't allowed to have any beef while we were there
Okay.
for, like, similar reasons. It's like, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, now I'm concerned, like I mentioned before, that we're the country now that where it's not gonna be safe to visit and eat the food.
Oh.
On that note sorry, that was such a downer. Oh, we were having such a good time. Um, I'll ask the last question.
Oh,
Yeah. What is one true thing that you have learned from your creative practice?
well, we can kinda go back to what I said about, if you're struggling, it's very good to write it out.
Mhm.
Or if you're unsure, just, start writing, get into those types of writings. I'm alone. It's usually in the evening or at night.
Mhm.
It might take a while to figure out what works, but I have some set either classical music or songs that really tug at me and my
Yeah.
emotions.
Yep.
And then it all starts coming out.
Yep. I have specific painting songs that get me to,
Right,
like,
yeah.
purge the yuck too. Yep.
So, I mean, it took me a long time. I mean, we're both from the Midwest and we grew up. I mean, people are still struggling these days, but
Mhm.
kind of grew up you know, there's nothing wrong with you. Just get through everything.
Yeah.
I kind of had that mentality for let's just say I had it for too long.
Yeah. Nope, I get that. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And thank you for being here today. I'm glad we got the tech to work and our schedules
Yeah,
to
right.
work.
Now if we
Yeah,
could
this
just
was
find
great.
some purple paint.
Oh, for the room. Yeah. Some purple paint. No, oh my gosh. This no, we're not gonna make the Green Bay room into a Vikings room. That would you would never be allowed to visit again.
Okay. Well, is my name still on the refrigerator?
Is your name still on the refrigerator? Oh, yeah, your business card is still on the fridge.
Oh, good.
Yep, 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 we have names written all over for mom. I still have to say, "My friend in South Dakota," like,
Oh, yeah,
you remember
okay.
Marcus, my friend in South
Yep.
Dakota, he's the one that came and visited,
Yes.
um, but she and I went out to the Nome schoolhouse for
Oh,
something,
yeah.
and then I reminded her that you had stayed that's where you had stayed, and we explored a little bit.
I really love that place.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was very quiet, and I was the only person, so it's kinda creepy at night.
Oh, yeah, nothing like a haunted schoolhouse.
Staying in an old schoolhouse alone.
I mean, I don't know if it's haunted, I just like to say that.
I still have my, uh in your room, they had cup holders that you could take for your vehicle,
Oh, cool.
uh what's the word I'm thinking of? Wool?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Like
So,
felted ones?
yeah, so
Oh, cool.
and they're in my car.
That's nice. Well,
Okay, see you later.
yeah, next time we see each other, well, it'll be in person.
I hope so, yeah.
Thanks for being here. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Hoorf. To get the complete show notes and all the links mentioned on today's episode, or to get a full transcript of the episode, visit hoorfpodcast.com. Join the blessed herd of St. Winkus. By signing up for our newsletter, you can get Hoorf episodes delivered directly to your inbox. What's more, you get invitations to our monthly Coffee and Biscuits Chat, where you get to hang out with Ricki and Elle, talk about the show, and connect on the topics that mean the most to you. You can sign up for that at hoorfpodcast.com. If you become a patron for only $3 a month, you can support the creation of this podcast, help pay my editor, and join a community of caregivers out here just doing our best. Thank you again for joining me, Elle Billing, the chronically ill queer femme who is very tired, on this episode of Hoorf. Until next time, be excellent to each other. Hoorf is hosted by Elle Billing at Elle Wink. Audio editing by Ricky Cummings at Ricky Poo. Music composed by Ricky Cummings. Hoorf is a production of Elle Wink Art Studio LLC, all rights reserved. Hoorf can be found on all social media platforms at Hoorf Podcast, at HOORF Podcast. None of that is bad.